No.
Welcome to the 9 o'clock hour of Good Day New York.
And it is a great 9 o'clock hour. We're just going to kick it off with Susan Lucci. You, of course, remembered for playing Erica Kane on All My Children, and almost as dramatic as the soap opera itself was her Emmy Award-winning moment after being nominated for the role 19 times.
Let me tell you something. I was disgusted, and I didn't even know Susan Lucci at that time. I was furious about it. Anyway, this summer, Susan is performing in our area, and she's here to tell us when and where and how we all can go see. Nice to have you back on Good Day New York.
Good morning. Great to be here. Thank you.
So in the summertime, you're supposed to relax, not like take on new projects, Missy.
I know, but Celebrity Autobiography is just so much fun. I mean, it's just a lot of fun. We were on Broadway in December, and now we're going to be off Broadway at the Triad Theatre next Monday night. The night before, we're at the Patchogue Theatre, which I hear is a beautiful facility, and then we're going to be Guildhall in East Hampton in August 23rd.
So what is Celebrity Autobiography? You sit there and you read somebody else's autobiography. What exactly is it?
Well, we stand there. We're on stage.
Okay.
But the concept is so great. And this year, they're celebrating their 10th anniversary of having won the Drama Desk Critics Award. I mean,
that's great.
Really fantastic.
Right.
And deservedly so. So they have asked celebrities to read other celebrities' autobiographies.
Who are some of the celebrities that are taking part in it?
Well, Ralph Macchio.
Okay,
who does
great.
The best Schwarzenegger I have ever heard in my life, and that's so unexpected. And he's just great. And actually, his daughter Julia is going to be performing this time too. Also, Rachel Dratch from Saturday Night Live,
funny. Oh, she's
who's hysterical.
Yes, yes.
And Alan Zweibel, who is 5-time Emmy Award-winning person from Saturday Night Live. He is amazing.
So what is it like? Do you have a book there and you stand there and read it, or is it memorized?
Well, everybody works a different way. For me, it's almost memorized, but it's several pages. I do Ivana Trump.
Do you know anything? Can you give us a little of Ivana? Give us a taste of Ivana.
No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Is it the Donald?
He's in it. I mean, yeah. And then I also do, this is such a great concept. I play Liz Taylor, so I read from Liz Taylor's autobiography.
So you can do that for us a little bit too?
At the same time that somebody is reading from Debbie Reynolds, actually one of the creators, Del Dreifel, and her husband, Eugene Hack, is just fantastic. Someone plays Eddie Fisher, someone does Richard Burton. Actually, the first time in East Hampton at Guildhall, it was Alec Baldwin doing Richard Burton, and
so you mix a little drama and comedy?
Well, yes. I mean, that was like Cleopatra and the such like the love triangle of the 20th century.
But I heard Beyonce's autobiography is also read in one of these readings too.
It is, and it just depends on who the cast is, because it's revolving cast. So it just depends. I don't know who all is doing what, but it's so much fun. We've sold out every performance on Broadway in December, and people were you just laugh, and that's good. That's really good.
Is there any audience participation at the same time that you're doing the different interpretations and bio reads?
You know, when you do live theater, there's always audience participation. It's not that they're jumping up on stage or anything like that, but they are certainly part of the whole experience and the laughter.
Especially if they're familiar with the characters.
Yes, and often they are.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, oh, they are, sure.
So I heard my friend Brooke Shields is going to be one of the people doing...
oh, I hope so.
Yes.
And I have worked with her in this. She is hilarious.
She's funny, right?
She's funny. And actually, when Brooke's been there and Christy Brinkley's been there, we will do the Kardashians. So if they're both there, we'll do that.
Which one are you? Are you Kimmy?
I'm Kim. And I forget, one is Courtney, one is Chloe, and they are so hysterical, both.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Do you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians? I mean, are you a fan of that show?
I don't. I have seen it occasionally, but if I'm getting ready to do a performance, then I am watching, yeah.
Right. We were just talking about how at the Met, she had on this outfit that looked like it was dripping wet, and it was left nothing to the imagination and skin tight. And people were accusing her of having a rib taken out because she was so cinched in. But she had a corset on instead.
And it worked.
It did work, absolutely.
So meanwhile, for your celebrity autobiography, you said Patchogue, July 14th, the Patchogue Theatre, the Triad on West 72nd, July 15th, then possibly out at the Guildhall.
Oh, definitely. Guildhall, August 23rd.
Okay,
Friday,
so
August 23rd.
are there tickets still available, Susan, for any of these?
As far as I know, they are, yes.
Okay.
And I would encourage everybody to come and have some laughs.
In the
I think
meantime,
that's so important.
You're doing some projects with the Hallmark Channel, right?
I am, yes.
Carrying two roles, executive producer and starring.
Yes, such an exciting, fun time. We're in pre-production for the first of a series of mystery movies for Hallmark. And being exec producer for the first time, I'm having the best time. I've learned a lot. I am learning a lot, but I've gotten to be in on the very, very beginning of the creative process, meeting with our spectacular writers, helping to create the characters, helping to tell the story.
Right.
And conference calls with the writers and the network and everybody on the same page. It's been such a positive experience, really.
Is this something that you've always wanted to do, or is this something now like you're thinking of, I need to like reinvent myself and do some other fun things?
You know, just in terms of having some time and space in my brain to think of what I might like to do. And we evolve, you know, and I feel like I've learned a lot. And so when this opportunity came to be executive producer too, very exciting because I have learned a lot and fun to use those new things that I've learned and can do. I have to tell you, when they said executive producer, so I was beginning, I'm thinking, and I thought, oh, I have to go back and check my contract. Yes, yes, I really am executive producer.
That's so nice to see.
It's really fun.
When you think about when you started your career and the opportunities for women in that kind of role didn't exist really as executive producer.
It may not have in film and across the board, but it did certainly at All My Children. It did, and in the soaps, there was always a place for women there, and I felt very lucky to be playing Erica Kane, which was such a spectacular role. And Agnes Nixon, who created this, and Lorraine Broderick, who was the head writer, who was also writing the script for my Hallmark movies.
Oh, good!
With her writing partner, Chris, and it's very exciting. But so I always was working around powerful women, and Agnes being this genius storyteller, I was in the best of hands. And then to leave there and go to Mark Cherry's hands for Devious Maids, you know, it's very important to be in the right hands, and the material was always so good.
The trust factor.
The trust factor. And then the actors you work with. You know, I mean, working with David Canary and, you know, Frauda Flanders.
So I'm looking at you. You look fabulous, okay?
You are so nice.
No,
Thank you.
Doesn't she?
You're right.
Amazing.
Thank you.
But you did have a little health scare a few months ago.
I did, yes,
and
in October.
That must have, tell us what happened. Like, were you just, because you're an active lady. You're all over the place, working and working out and stuff like that. And then what happened? Did you have like some kind of...
Yes, in the beginning of October, I was with my husband at a restaurant just being seated, and I felt this slight pressure in my chest, but I never had a health issue of any kind. So I didn't think much of it. It radiated around my rib cage. That was the only thing to my back. I thought, that's a little strange. But it went away, and it happened again a couple weeks later. But then the third time it happened at the end of October, I was shopping for a birthday present for a friend at a boutique in Manhasset. And they stepped aside to wrap the gift. And I felt what I had heard another woman say years ago in an interview on television. Why I even remember, I don't know. But she described women's symptoms for heart attack as being different than a man's. And she said it felt like an elephant pressing on her chest. And that's what I felt. And I sat down on a little bench there to think what was going on. The manager came over, Judy, who I've known for many years, and asked if I was okay. I said, you know, I'm just trying to assess if I'm okay. And in my mind, as most women, I'm thinking, of course I'm okay. I never had anything. I've got too much to do. After this, I have to go here and there, and it'll go away. But, I mean, I was so lucky. Judy had her degree in nursing as well, which I didn't know. And she recognized an elephant pressing on my chest. She said, Susan, my car's right outside. Why don't I drive you to St. Francis, which is the heart hospital? I couldn't have been luckier. The head of cardiology was there. I called. He said, come to the emergency room. He was my husband's cardiologist. I had no reason.
Right.
And he said, your symptoms are significant. Meanwhile, I'm thinking, oh, I don't want to take this brilliant doctor away from patients who he's really seeing. This is going to be gone. This is nothing. And when I got there, they did tests, and it showed that I had a 90% blockage in my main artery and a 75% blockage in an adjacent artery. It turns out that in addition to my dad's Italian coloring, I also got his DNA for calcium blockage. It was not cholesterol, it was calcium. And so that's what happened. But this wonderful Dr. Schlafmitz put 2 stents in that evening. I said, shouldn't I go home and get a good night's sleep and come back first thing in the morning? I said, no, you're leaving. So I was very surprised, to say the least, and very incredibly lucky.
How do you feel now?
Spectacular. I was released the next day at noon. I was on stage 2 nights later, 3 nights later, doing Celebrity Autobiography. Well, it was important for me, since I could, and the doctor said I could, to get myself so I felt like me again, you know?
Have you changed anything, though, about the way you live your life in light of this?
Well, it was DNA, and there's very little you can do about that. It wasn't cholesterol. The doctor said normally I would tell a patient to alter their diet and their exercise, but he said, I know that you have both of those in very good shape. So there is some stress. So I've been working on some better stress management. Sometimes I'm successful and sometimes I'm not. But we all live a very big schedule, and just trying to work through all of that. So that's about it.
We're happy you're healthy.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
you look
inspiring
great.
to other women that if they feel like you just talked about the elephant press, that will maybe stick in their head as well, like it did for you.
Thank you so much. You know, it's really important as women to put yourself on your to-do list, you know, and listen to your body. And don't feel like you're going to be overreacting. It's okay. Go to the hospital and get taken care of.
And whatever you need to do, like in the next hour, it can wait.
It can wait, and it did. It did. It was there.
I wasn't going anywhere.
All right, so we have this little fun segment that we call on our show, 5 questions with Row and Low.
All right, I get ready.
And you are our subject today. And the first question that I'd like to ask is, what have you done with your Emmy?
Oh, it's on the mantle in the living room. For a long time, I kept it in the bedroom, and then when I was getting ready to do Any Get Your Gun, I was working with Marvin Hamlish, who was a national treasure. And when I walked to his apartment to sing for him, to see if I could do any in Any Get Your Gun, his many Emmys, Tonys, Oscars, they were all there, and I thought, okay, maybe it's all right if I bring it out. So I did. He encouraged me, and I put it on the mantle in the living room.
Nice story. Okay. The difference between real love and soap love.
Lots of difference. But a lot of fun to watch those soap opera scenes. Love.
What's something about you that people don't know? Is there something like that you like to do, a little hobby, or?
I love to dance. I speak a little German, a little bit. I'm married to an Austrian. I went to Berlitz when he played poker. I went to Berlitz.
Okay. What's on your bucket list?
Oh, I want to go zip lining. I really think I would enjoy that. I mean, I don't want to go above some scary Amazon river, you know.
Yeah.
I would like to do it, you know, in forest, you know.
Okay.
Not
Where
too
there's
far
a
from
cushion.
home. There's a cushion of undergrowth.
You don't want to like jump out of helicopters or anything?
No, I
Never.
have no desire to do that. Or to bungee jump?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good.
Or to skydive is not my thing. But attached to a wire just going through the woods, I'd like to do that.
All right, the final hard-hitting question,
Okay.
Susan. Are you ready for this one? What designer do you love that you have never worn?
Oh, probably Oscar de la Renta or Carolina Herrera.
Really?
Yeah, they're both gorgeous. But I am very petite, and I think their fit model is probably taller than I am, and I admire them so much. so much. They're spectacular, timeless, gorgeous, everything.
Maybe they'll make something special for you for your next
Now that we
Emmy.
put it out there.
Thank you.
We always love having you here, Susan.
Oh,
Yeah.
great to
And
be here.
say hello to your husband for us.
I will, thank you. And hi to your mom. She's always
Yes.
so welcoming when we come to your restaurant.
I know, we
Thank
always
you.
love seeing you there. Anyway,
All right.
continued health, good health too.
Thank
Yes,
you so
we
much.
look forward to the Hallmark
Thank you.
series
Yes,
that's coming. That's
thank
going to be
you.
fun. We
It's
love
gonna be
that.
fun.
And Celebrity Autobiography, go check
it
it out.
all.
She's working. She has not missed a beat, except maybe one day. That was it.
For a few hours.